Hi, my amazing, fabulous firsties. Miss Reyes here with your science lesson for the week. This week we are going to be learning about weather. And who knows what weather is? Well, did you say that the weather is what it's like outside? Yes, that's what it is. Weather is what it is like outside. So what you're going to need to follow along with this activity is your science book. And everyone should have their science book. It looks just like this. And you're going to turn to page 226. So down at the bottom of your page, it has a 226. And it looks just like this right here. If you need a minute, you can pause the video while you turn to the page, or you get mom or dad to help you, okay? Okay, are we ready? Okay, well, everybody should be on this page right here. Remember, we're sitting up nice and straight when we're reading a book, and we're paying attention. This is your required activity for the week, is reading these pages, and then we're going to create a word web describing different types of weather. Okay, so, oh, I got something on my face. Okay, sorry. Okay, so everybody's on this page right here. So it says weather. Weather is what it is like outside. Weather changes from day to day. Weather may be windy or calm. Weather may be wet or dry. Weather may be sunny or cloudy. Weather may be hot or cold. So what kind of weather would be best for a picnic? Would rainy weather be best for a picnic? No. Would snowy weather be best for a picnic? No. Would cold weather be best for a picnic? No. What kind of weather would be best for a picnic? A clear, sunny day. Yes, exactly. So that would be the best weather for a picnic. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen or a pencil or a highlighter. You can use any of those, or a crayon, a light colored crayon. And what we're going to do is, in this paragraph right here, I want us to go back and I want to underline some of those words that describe weather. So what is one of the first words that we came to that describes weather? Well, let's see. Weather is what it's like outside. That's the definition for weather. Weather changes from day to day. Weather may be windy or calm. So I want you to underline or circle. I want you to circle the word windy and the word calm. Windy and calm. Weather may be wet or dry. So what two words describe weather in that sentence? Wet, good, and dry, awesome. Weather may be sunny or cloudy. Okay, well, what two words in that sentence describe weather? Did you say sunny or cloudy? Yes, so sunny and cloudy. Good. And let's look at that last sentence. It says weather may be hot or cold. So what two words in that sentence describe weather? What? Did you say weather? No, not weather. What did you say? Oh, you said hot or cold. Awesome job. I knew you were that super smart. Okay, so how many words did we circle to describe weather? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome job. And we're doing this for a reason, so we're going to come back to that. Okay, so let's look at the next page, 227. It says different clouds bring different weather. Well, look at the pictures. Well, we have a picture. Look at that. What kind of weather does that look like? It says dark clouds bring rain or snow. And what about these clouds right here? Fluffy white clouds are a sign of fair weather. And fair weather means it's okay weather. It's good weather. It's not hot or it's not cold. It's kind of like it is today or the way it's been this past week, except for when we had that rain. So how do you think, so looking at these pictures, how do you think the clouds might look on a rainy day? How do you think they might look on a rainy day? Did you say the clouds would be dark? Yes, the clouds would be dark. There would be lots of clouds in the sky because remember, the rain comes from those clouds. So it says right here, write how the clouds might look on a rainy day. So I'm going to take my pen and you can take your pencil and we're going to write the clouds, C-L, oh, and I have the word right there, C-L-O-U-D-S, the clouds will be, oh, I ran out of room, will be, and I'm going to come down here, dark, D-A-R-K, I'm going to put a period. Okay, so if you run out of room, that's fine. My goal is when you wrote that, you used a capital letter at the beginning. You have finger spaces in between, and then you have that punctuation mark at the end. So the clouds will be dark because those clouds will be full of the precipitation, the water that will be coming down as rain. Because we normally get snow. No, once every it's been, let's see, it's been a couple of years since we've had snow. Okay, so if you need more time to finish your sentence, you can pause the video, but I'm going to go ahead and move on so our video is not so long. Okay, so let's go to this page. This one is page 228, and it looks like this, and this page talks about weather tools. Well, you can use tools to measure weather. A thermometer measures the temperature. Temperature is how hot or cold something is. So here is a picture of a thermometer. And if you've ever, most of you have been in my classroom or in our classroom, and I have a big thermometer by our classroom door that I usually use, but of course it's at school and so I can't get it. But you may have a thermometer like this. Mom or dad may have one around the house or outside. Well, it's telling us how hot or cold it is. The numbers show the temperature. The red line goes up as the air gets warmer, and the red line goes down as the air gets cooler. So look at your two thermometers right here. Do you see that red line right in the middle? Well, this one goes all the way up. It's between 80 and 90, or sorry, 80 and 100. And if you look at this thermometer, it's between the 20 and the 40, so it's about 30. So which one of these thermometers do you think would match this picture? Remember, it goes up when it's warmer and down when it's colder or cooler. Okay, so which one of these thermometers would you play outside when the temperature is up here at about 90 degrees? Or would you play outside when it's about 30 degrees down here? Yes, the first one. Good job. That first one, that's about 90 degrees, which has been about what the weather's been like this week. So this has been a good week to be able to play outside in a sprinkler or in a pool and get some nice fresh air. So you can measure temperature in degrees called Fahrenheit and Celsius. And in America or in the United States, we usually use the Fahrenheit, the side that has the F. Okay, so we're going to talk about more weather tools. So let's take a look at this page. Well, a rain gauge, so take a look at your pictures down here at the bottom. This one is a rain gauge. A rain gauge measures what? What do you think a rain gauge measures? Did you say rain? Oh, yes, it measures rain. A rain gauge. There's a clue in the words, rain gauge. It measures rain, and the numbers tell how much rain has fallen. So your parents may actually have a rain gauge in the backyard or the front yard, on a fence. And after it rains, you can go outside and you can look at those numbers and see how many inches of rain we got. I know my mom always checks her rain gauge after the rain because she wants to see how much rain that fell during that time. Okay, this is another one. A wind sock shows wind direction. Wind is moving air, and air, we've learned, is all around us, whether we can see it or not. Well, that wind sock, the wind blows through that wind sock and it moves in the direction of what the wind is blowing. And there is actually an activity this week that you can do called Make a Windsock. And it has all the steps on there, and you can make your own windsock and hang outside to see what direction the wind is blowing. Okay, so rain falls into this open top of the rain gauge, and that's how the rain is connected. Okay, and then the wind blows through the windsock to see the direction of the wind. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. We're gonna do a little activity for a second. Okay, so I want you to take your hand. Okay. And I want you to move your hand. Don't hit yourself, but move your hand in front of your face. Ready? Really fast. Did you feel anything? Are you feeling that? Are you feeling the wind on your face? Well, that is moving air. So now if you move to a different part of the room, do it again. Do you feel that? Well, that's air. That's one way we can prove that air is all around us, even though we can't see it, because wind is moving air. If you look outside, I'm looking outside my windows right now, and I don't see the tree branches moving or the leaves moving very much, so it's not a windy day today. But that's a way that you can tell, is you can look for those signs. If tree branches are moving at school, usually during this time we would take a trip out to the front of the school and look at the flags and see if our flags are moving. And that's another good clue to see what direction the wind is moving and whether it's calm or it's windy outside. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, this page we're going to talk about is wet weather. How many of you like wet weather? I love when it rains outside, but only when it's when I'm at home and I could snuggle up on the couch and watch a movie or something. That's when I love for it to rain. But when I'm at school, I don't like the rain because what does that mean? Inside recess, and we can't go outside and play with all of our friends from other classes. Well, we're going to talk about some different types of wet weather. Well, a thunderstorm has rain, lightning, and thunder. It can also have hail. Hail is ice that falls from the clouds. Hail is another form of precipitation. It's another type of weather. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your pencil or your pen or your crayon or your highlighter, and I want you to circle right here where it says hail. Hail is ice that falls from the clouds. I also want you to circle the word thunderstorm up here. That's another type of weather, but those are wet weather. Here's another one. A hurricane is a very bad storm. The wind blows very hard and the rain is very, very heavy. We had a hurricane a couple of years ago that we were actually out of school for a couple of weeks because of the hurricane. So I want you to circle the word hurricane because that is another type of weather, a hurricane. Okay, rain can turn to sleet in cold weather. Sleet is frozen rain. So that's another form of precipitation, or wet weather is sleet. So right here, I want you to circle the word sleet. Sleet is frozen rain. So we have some different types of wet weather on this page. Let's look at the next page. There's a couple of more over here, or at least one, maybe two. Okay, so here's the next one. It says snow is frozen water. The water freezes high up in the air. Snow falls in very cold weather. Sometimes snow freezes on the ground and the ground is icy. A winter storm with blowing snow and wind is called a blizzard. We live in Texas, so it's very rare if we get snow, and we will probably never, oh, knock on some wood, we will probably never have a blizzard. But blizzard is another type, it's another type of storm. So I want you to circle the word snow because it is frozen water, another form of precipitation. So on here, we have a couple of different types of precipitation. We have, well, the thunderstorm. It has rain, lightning, and thunder. Hail is ice that falls from the clouds. A hurricane is a very bad storm. Sleet is frozen rain. And then snow is frozen water. And you can also circle blizzard down here. And it's not the blizzard from Dairy Queen, even though those are really, really good. What is your type of blizzard? What's your favorite? I think mine is probably the Oreo blizzard. Or the tropical one that has like coconut and pineapple and banana. That one's a really good. Okay, but that's not the kind of blizzard we're talking about. No, we're talking about the winter storm called a blizzard. Look at this picture up here. It says there has been snow in many places in Texas, including Odessa, Fort Worth, and Dallas. And we actually had a big snow when, let's see, my daughter Rebecca was about 3 years old. So it would have been about 2004, 2003, 2004, I believe. We had a lot of snow over Christmas, and it was really, really deep. I bet you a lot of your parents remember it. And if they have pictures, maybe ask them to show you the pictures of what it looked like when we got we got a lot of snow. That was pretty amazing. Okay, so now if you would like to, you can right here draw a house after a snowstorm. So at this box right here, you can go and draw a picture of your house and what it might look like after a snowstorm. Okay, so that is our science book. Give me just a second and we will let me get my stuff together and we will get the required activity part that you'll take a picture of and send to your teachers. Okay, give me just a second, okay? Okay, so that was only a second, wasn't it? Okay, so what I have here is I have my whiteboard and I've written weather in the middle. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a web using the different words that we use to describe weather. And you remember when I had you on page 226, I had you circle all of those weather words. Well, now's the time we're going to go back and we're going to use those weather words, okay? So if you need to turn to page 226 in your textbook, and we're going to look at some of those. Okay, so one of the first words that we circled was windy. Windy weather. So weather can, oh, put that on the wrong side. Weather can be windy, what does windy mean? Did you see the wind is moving? Yeah, it's moving quite a bit. So windy would be our first one. Let's see. Did we also say circle cloudy? And what does cloudy mean? Well, cloudy is the having lots of clouds in the sky, and sometimes those clouds will cover up the sun, and we wouldn't be able to see the sun. Or sometimes it'll be partly cloudy, and the sun will be kind of peeking out behind those clouds. Another one would be, let's see, did we say hot? Yes. When do we normally have hot weather? When do we normally have hot weather? Did you say the summertime? Yeah, the summer is when we normally have hot weather. And okay, so here's a challenge. What is the antonym or opposite of hot? Did you say cold? Yes! Awesome job! Yes, so the opposite or the antonym of hot is cold. So cold is another word we would use to describe weather. And what season do we normally have cold weather? Did you say winter? Yeah, good job. Okay, so I want you to think about hot and cold. What would come in the between hot and cold when we're talking about temperature? It's kind of what it is right now. Did you say warm? Yep, warm. And what season do we normally have warm weather? Springtime? Yeah, spring is when we normally have warm weather. Let's see, think about that cold weather. Think about the cold weather. What would cause it to be cold? What might fall from the sky if it is cold enough? Would we end up with snowy weather? Yes, we would. So we have snowy weather. Okay, so that is a form of precipitation, is the snow. What is another type of precipitation? What kind of weather could we say? We have snowy weather. Did you say rainy weather? Yes, rainy weather is also a type of precipitation, is rain coming from the sky. What about this type of weather? Stormy weather. Remember we talked about a thunderstorm, and what do we see a lot of with a thunderstorm? We have rain and thunder and lightning. Yep, we have every single one of those. Okay, what about if the temperature drops really, really low? Remember that red line on the thermometer drops all the way down. What kind of weather might we have? Freezing weather. Yes, and we normally will see freezing weather during the winter time. And we don't get a lot of freezing weather in Texas. But we do, especially right now, have a lot of sunny weather. And if it's sunny outside, we probably would not see very many clouds because the sun would be out, and that kind of looks like what it would be, it's been this week, is sunny weather. Another one, we see this weather in the fall and in the early part of the spring. What is that weather? C-O-O-L. What is that? Did you say cool weather? Yes, I am very cool. Yes, that is cool weather. Yes, very cool. Cool weather is usually the perfect weather when we have lots of leaves on the ground. Right now, I mean, honestly, in the mornings, it's very cool outside, and then it gets up to, and then it starts to get warm. And then there's another one we didn't really talk about in our textbook, but sometimes in the morning, when you drive to school, it might be hard to see the road, or even in the evenings, late in the evenings, your parents might say, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to turn my lights on because it's very, very foggy, very foggy. And what foggy is that precipitation is like almost like clouds on the ground, and that precipitation is just kind of staying there, and it's very hard to see in foggy weather. Okay, and I know there are more types of weather, but all of these words describe our weather. And you don't have to do all of these. Please don't do all of them. That's way too much. But I want you to choose a couple, 4 or 5, and create a web. Just use a piece of paper, do your web, circle in the middle, write weather on it, and then just choose some words that describe weather and write the word and even illustrate a picture, and then draw your lines to connect so it looks like a web. Okay? Okay, and then make sure mom or dad takes a picture of that and sends it to your teacher. Okay, well, we miss you. You have an amazing rest of the day with this amazing weather outside. Have a great, great day. If you also, I know I wouldn't mind if you want to create your web And if you want to get mom or dad to create a video and send it to your teacher, just talking about the different types of weather, that would be awesome as well, because we love seeing you in your videos. Okay, y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye.